What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What's good, people? What is up? What is up? They went from the fourth level of hell and sent us down to the seventh level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike.
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting, wardrobe, y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these fans on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it? We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse, and y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Well, you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was gonna, I thought Lil Bird was gonna turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lou and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. Well, he had on look like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Yana Van Zam's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see Cassie. Get me up in my DMs because I do want to see if you have a blue thong or a blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy.
Oh, that won't work. That's real blurry. Oh, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Oh, it look real cloudy. Y'all just gonna let me come up here all cloudy and stuff? Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, that's better. That's much better. Oh, God. Anyway, what is going on? What is going on? What's going on? What's up, people? What is up? I am here and we are back. It is I, L Teddy 27, and we are back, y'all. Let me say hey to y'all. Hey, Montrez. Hey, Tracy C. Tracy says she is driving. She is not at her desk. Hey, Cams. Morgan, Volvo. What's good? Hey, Lemon Kush Pepper. Harold. I thought you was already a member. You had to already be a member because you wouldn't be in the members only chat if you wasn't already a member. I know sometimes YouTube be tripping, or sometimes people have to change cards expire, all that good stuff. Anyway, thank you for your membership, Harold. Hey, Xavier Boo. Oh, it's not the normal cloudy stuff that's normally on your face. I'm not on this video. So we're here. I know I was out Friday and Saturday. No silly Saturday. I did warn y'all. I did tell y'all that I would be out of town. I may or may not be out of town this weekend. I don't know. I'll let y'all know. I may or may not be out of town this weekend. I don't know. I said I was going to decide by tomorrow. Anyway, we what's going on? I, people in the chat, I believe Tracy did. Thank you. I believe MVN did, and I know Quintessential did as well. So thank y'all. Thank y'all. What Xavier said? Hold on. Chat. Cams, I do the best I can, okay? See, this is what I'm talking about. I did days and days and days of lives straight. And now I got Cams here damn near berating me because I missed the weekend because I had business to do out of town. See what I'm saying? It don't matter if I give you everything or if I give you that, people gonna find a way to complain. So I should just be absent more and then just let you complain that way. I'm just saying. Anyway, hey Harold, you know he is Abby. You know how he is. Uh, I have no idea why I got alarms going off on my phone and stuff like that. Anyway, but you know he is. Abby, you already know how he is. Anyway, yeah, Harold, I thought you was already a member, but like I said, I know sometimes with YouTube, and the Googles, you sometimes have to change cards and different things like that. I know how that goes. So let me um let me open up the dossier, see what's in there today. Not too packed, not too packed. I'm not too packed. Um, but yet and still got enough in there to talk about. So how was y'all weekend though? I'm trying to change my ways of behavior. Really, Xavier? I mean, if we're being honest, Xavier, we don't want you any other way than the way we have you. We want you to be your pure, unabridged, unadulterated version of yourself. This is the place where you can be that. You need a safe space, Xavier. Hey, sir, Jason, sir, hello, sir. How are you? Shondo to you too. You out here pro trolling in these YouTube streets, hurting feelings. I know that's right. Hey, Monk Chip, but Xavier, you always need a safe space where you can just unabashedly be you. And this is the corner and this is the place where you can do that. So we welcome you, Xavier, and all that goes along with you and you being Xavier. Oh, okay. I understand, Harold. I listen. I get it. I get it because I have one card that I use for online purchases, and that's the card where if something happens, I don't feel that bad. But if the other card, then yeah, that's gonna be a problem. So I don't even use that card. I found some makeup that fell behind my desk. We got arrested, and I got a new desk. Wait, you got arrested? Wait, wait, Tracy. Wait, what happened to Tracy? Do I need to drop the link so you can come on here and update the people on what you had going on this weekend? Because we need all of the ins and outs of this weekend. Dear God above. You see that, Xavier? Lord, hall monitors late bell today will be at 5:40. 5:40 is the late bell. Govern yourselves accordingly. Slid it in like we weren't gonna notice her saying that she was arrested. Tracy, you stated that you were arrested. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. Um, no, you ain't put that in no members chat, Tracy. Listen, a lot of stuff. Listen, for those of you who are not members, let me once again invite you. Become a member. Listen to me. It's the best investment you make into this channel because you have so much fun as a member. Take it from me. I wouldn't lie to you. Take it from the people over here in the chat, over there. They'll tell you. Membership has its privileges, and we have so much fun in the members only chat. So Tracy normally would have told us that in the members only chat, but she did not. Right, exactly. Hey, Yana, what's good? Yana's a member. Yana be over there having a good ass time in the members only chat. Yana's a hall monitor too. Shout out to all the hall monitors with y'all blue sashes. I see y'all. I see y'all. Anyway, we here. Good. Hold on. Let me see what exact all y'all faves in the chat. What about on screen, Xavier? See what I'm saying? God, so hard to get love around this place. So hard to get love around these parts. I love you still, Harold. I still love you. Anyway, you ain't put nothing in there, Tracy. You know you ain't put that in there. Child. Tracy said we're gonna talk about it in the members only chat, and if you're not a member, you're not gonna find out. All right, well, we'll leave that for members only in the members only chat. Y'all listen. Exactly, Abby. And you know we don't miss nothing in the members only chat. Nothing. Anyway, y'all, let's get down to the dossier. Oh God, you and Bay in there like Bonnie and Clyde, girl. Child, y'all know, listen. The members are already chomping at the bit for members only chat. We'll get to it later. You can become a member too today. Click the join button. Let me know, and you will be added to the members only chat. Just saying. I'm just saying. Oh, Tracy, it has been confirmed. I will be in New York before this year's out. It may be as early as next month or as late as November. But I will be, it's already confirmed because I got a work trip in New York. So, Tracy, just be ready. I'll be up there. We're going to have a good time. Ty's going to be hanging out with us. We're going to go and bombard T at his house. We're going to do all of the things in New York when we get to New York. All of the things will be done. Please know and understand, okay? Please tell Terrence to make sure he's off that day. We're going to go see Ty do a show probably one of the nights. Girl, we just going to have a good time while we're there, okay? Yeah. Anyway. So let's get our sugar spike moments out of the way now, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, non-gender, oh boy, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary gender conforming members of our audience, it's time for your sugar spike segment.
You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So love the world. I want to fight. that he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe
Major sugar spike.
they shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Now listen. In our first sugar spike story, this comes if you are a member. If you are a member, I actually posted this story on Friday in the members only chat. If you're a member, but I know some of y'all are not members. Shameless plug for you to become a member. Join the only chat. However, I reported on this story in the members only chat. I have updates to the story. What is the story now? The story has made its rounds over the weekend. Of course, y'all know me. I break news first. Your boy breaks news first. Y'all hear it from me first, and then the other people finally get round to trying to report on it. Oh, we be reporting on stuff first. Round these. Listen, they are over here in the members only chat because the messages keep coming across my phone, going crazy in the members only chat right now. I don't know what they got going on over there. I'm not gonna even go look because they're trying to distract me from what I got going on. They're over there just messaging away in the members only chat like we'll have a whole live going on right now. Anyway, let me show the video. Let me cue the video up first. So trigger warning. Trigger warning. This is the story of a young 12-year-old little boy by the name of Trayshawn Bernard. Okay. So I'm going to show the video first, and then I have an update. Like I said, if you are a member, the video, you've seen this video. I put it in the members only chat the other day on Friday. And so it's kind of made its rounds and has gone kind of viral over the weekend. All right, here's the video. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. Hey, Yvette.
A kid bringing out his trash to be dumped, and he's getting harassed by the police.
He was taking out his trash, yo.
His dad's coming out to see why they have put his son in handcuffs.
Yo, they put him in handcuffs. He was just coming to dump. Yo, that was some wrong shit, yo. But what the kid do, though?
Psychologically, man. No, but you mess with my kid psychologically. That's what I'm saying. This is a perfect kid. Why you put him in handcuffs? Why do you put him in handcuffs? Why a black kid have to go through trauma like this at all times? You always use that as an excuse, man. It doesn't matter once you're black, you match any description. Bottom line.
He fit the description. That's for bullshit.
You're gonna get to the perfect description of a black kid having on a clean soil. Right? That's a 12-year-old.
It ain't even him.
To bring the garbage down, and this is the bullshit he's going through. Right?
I seen it.
Bullshit
I seen it.
I'm just washing up my dishes. I said, son, can you take the garbage down?
That's what he did.
You get what I'm saying? And that's a trauma. That traumatized my son. You know.
That's some wrong shit, though. That's wrong shit, yo.
I talk about shopping.
For real.
I'm very protective of my son. I say, I die for my fucking
Got the
son.
K9 and shit.
Come from me, them kind of fuckery. Man.
All these cops for a teenage kid. It
Yo,
only
the
meets
wrong
description.
person, yo.
My son comes out and to enter the garbage. And that's what he's going through. This is bullshit he's going through.
That's some bullshit. He right, though. He got a right to speak.
And he has on a blue short, his white, whatever. That's what he could do with his life. I mean, I get
Wrong description and shit.
Like this. And then they're gonna come up with a whole bunch of lies, fuck a whole bunch of shit when they do things. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
They done arrested him, brought the canine down here. Now they've arrested the young boy, but then traumatized him. All these cops put him in a cop car.
Now they about to tell lies. They was wrong for that shit, man. They was wrong for that shit. The boy dramatized, boy. That boy fucked up. Well, look at that motherfucker. He crying and shit. What? What? You said what? They can't do nothing to me.
Okay, so that's the video. I know it was kind of long, but I needed you to have context. So the young man is 12 years old. His name is Trayshawn Bernard. Trayshawn Bernard was literally going to take out trash. This is in Lansing, Michigan. Okay. So the video went viral over the weekend. Of course, now the police chief and the mayor have to give some explanation. So they said he fit the description. Now, here is the picture of the guy they were looking for. Now, the dad is mad because the dad is saying they purposely put a blurry picture. Like they put a blurry picture up of the two. Now, the problem is the dad said when you walk up to his son, you can clearly see the son has on a gray shirt and neon shorts, right? The person in the description had on shorts and a white shirt, and the boy had on a gray shirt. Be that as it may, there you saw they had damn near 10 police cars. They said they had the K9 unit and everything for the 12-year-old boy. 12-year-old boy is traumatized, completely traumatized. Okay. Hey, Jay Parrish, hey, Crispies. They, first of all, if they were saying that the guy on the left, the suspect, was clearly, they said the suspect, I want to say was about, according to the description, was about 5'11", 6 feet. That little boy is 12 years old, who clearly, as you can see, is not 5'11" or 6 feet. Okay. The other part about it is, do you really think, because they said the suspect was evading police and running away, do you really believe that if he was running from police and evading them, he would just be leisurely out taking the trash out. Oh, I'm gonna just go over here and take out the trash. I mean, anything, something. I can't tell you how many times they say we fit the description of a whole lot of stuff. But the little boy had on some slides. If he was evading police, he wouldn't be wearing those slides. Please be clear. If he was fast enough to get away from y'all and evade y'all. Right. Similar clothing is enough, Harold. You forgot all black people look alike. So the mayor and the police chief are saying that the officers were completely justified. They were like, oh, it's just a case of miscommunication or, wrong identity. They weren't even trying to hit. If that young man's dad was not home, imagine if that young man's father was not home. What? Hold on, y'all. People, pause the broadcast. Pause the goddamn broadcast. Tracy, I need you to come out of the members only chat and come into the live, because every 3 seconds y'all send the messages in the members only chat, and we got a whole ass live going on here now. We can discuss that after the live. I need us to focus here. Can we focus here? Can somebody go in the members only chat and tell them to bring their ass over to the live and out of the goddamn members only chat? Lord. Every 2.5 seconds, I'm seeing a new Tracy. Somebody go in the members only chat. Please tell Tracy to stop posting in the members only chat. You can, but it's coming. I'm on my phone. It keeps coming across my screen. Please stop sending messages on members only chat. Please. I've done lost my whole train of thought. I can't remember, y'all. I got to go to the next. I had a whole train of thought. I just lost my whole train of thought. Shit. Oh God, I don't even remember what I was about to say. Lord, I can't. I got to move on to the next. I don't forgot. Lost my whole train of thought. I had a whole shit. Damn it. Shit. Hold on. Maybe it'll come back to me. Hold on. Fuck. I done lost my whole train of thought. I can't remember. I can't remember. I do know that the dad and his son were on Good Morning America this morning. Damn it. I don't. The dad and his son were on Good Morning America this morning. About it. It's a situation where, as if you are a black male in certain cities in this country, you really you absolutely understand this because you've experienced this firsthand. You fit the description and you don't look nothing like this person. They might say, oh, so and so is wearing a red shirt, and not every black male that got a red shirt on is getting thrown to the ground and or arrested until they figure it out. And if you resist, then you might end up being dead. all for wrong identification. You know how many black men have died, and black women for that matter, have died because people were wrongfully identified as a suspect, and you try to tell them that's not me. What the hell are you doing? I'm just walking down the street, and they're saying you're resisting arrest, and now you end up dead, all on mistaken identity. So it was something else I was supposed to report on that story. It's escaped me now. Um, the father is suing. The family is suing, like they should, just like they should. Um, it was I don't, and it wasn't in the article. I went and researched it. I ain't gonna find it for nothing now. Anyway, though, but this is something that happens all too often um in this country, and I'll keep you posted on it. Um, I'll keep you posted as I find out more information. Yana says I showed the video to my 12-year-old son. That's a big guy for his age, just to make sure he gets my apprehensive behavior. Yeah, the thing about it is it's never too early. I remember my earliest iterations of the talk. I was easily about 5 or 6. That was my first, and it might have been before. The first time I remember bits of it was the first time we got pulled over, and we got and I had to be about 4 or 5. I remember my grandmother and grandfather telling us exactly what to do, where to put our hands, what to do. Don't say nothing, don't do nothing. And yeah, I remember that. I remember that was like 4 or 5, and you added on to that as needed as you got older. So anyway, hey Tracy J, child, I got thrown off. Brett Favre is also in the news, and Brett Favre is also in the news. So the Mississippi Supreme Court says that it will not remove former NFL quarterback Brett Favre as a defendant in a civil lawsuit that seeks to recover millions of dollars of misspent welfare money meant to help some of the poorest people in the United States. A panel of 3 judges issued a brief ruling Wednesday denying an appeal from Favre. His attorney said in written arguments in May that the Mississippi Department of Human Services is making, quote, utterly meritless, end quote, legal arguments in suing the Pro Football Hall of Famer. On April 24th, Hinds County Circuit Judge Faye Patterson denied Favre's request to be removed from the lawsuit, which has more than 36 people or businesses as defendants. Favre asked the Supreme Court to overturn Peterson's decision. Millions of federal welfare dollars for low-income Mississippi residents were squandered on projects supported by wealthy or well-connected people from 2016 to 2019, prosecutors say. The Department of Human Services lawsuit filed in 2022 says money from the Temporary Assistance to Needy Families, that's the TANF program, was improperly spent, including a project Favre supported $5 million for a volleyball arena at the university he attended and where Favre's daughter played the sport, and $1.7 million toward development of a concussion treatment drug. No criminal charges have been brought against Favre, although the former department director and other people have pleaded guilty to their part in the misspending. That's the point that I wanted to get to. So the good thing is Favre is not getting a pass on this, or he's not getting off, or they're going to keep him on the lawsuit, which is great. Good. However, Why is this only a civil lawsuit? Why are there no criminal charges against him? This is criminal. Where, you know what I'm saying? Where is the state attorney general for Mississippi? And if it's TANF, is it TANF a federal program? That it, federal in the fact that, if I'm not mistaken, there's somebody who knows better, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe the feds send each state an allotment of money that's supposed to go for social services like TANF, and it's all in a pot, and the state allocates those social services money to include TANF that the feds have given them to certain, members of their state. So if that's the case, and these people were illegally misspending these funds, shouldn't there be criminal charges, federal criminal charges on this? They just said that the former department director and others involved already pled guilty to their part in the misspending. So I'm trying to understand why Brett Favre is not under federal criminal indictments. Now I'm here for the civil case. Get them people their money now. Them people in the businesses run them all their money. But he needs to go on federal. This needs criminal. Lock him up. Lock him up. But I believe that if it's TANF, it can be federal criminal charges. Speaking of charges, I reported last week that those cops, the goon squads, the ones who had the two black guys in Mississippi, had them detained and beat them and shot the black man, Michael Jenkins, in the mouth and assaulted them sexually with dildos and all of that stuff and beat them and kept them hostage for hours and hours, all because they dated white women. Well, I told y'all that they were going to plead guilty, and we reported on that last week. So that happened. I believe today, where they actually went into court and pled guilty officially. They had already announced that they would. So and they called themselves the Goon Squad. So I'm glad that they are doing that. But back to Brett Favre, y'all notice how Republican members of Congress are out here on this whole, thing about, oh, if you on welfare, you need to be doing right by it. If you get government funds, you need to have a job. You need to go get a job and stop using up the government funds and using up social services for your own little needs. But you got fucking Brett Favre, y'all's boy, right out of Mississippi, using government funds that he doesn't need or should not get be given to him. You ain't said nothing about that though. Nothing about how he's misusing government funds. All the smoke for poor people around the country. Multi-millionaire Brett Favre misappropriating and misspending government assistance. Zero smoke. Mum's the word. Actual poor people, actual people who could use the funds. Oh, you need to pull yourself by the bootstraps because we ain't gonna keep giving you no money. But you give money to rich white men. But who am I to say anything about this? Brett Favre fits into the big five: white, Christian, heterosexual. What am I missing? White, Christian, male, heterosexual, and then the fifth one, rich. He fit the big five. He checked all the boxes. So why would they say anything? Anyway, attorneys for the state said that Favre took 1.1 million in Tanner funds money from the Nancy New um, from Nancy New for speeches he never made. So let me go back. Let me give you some context. In their filings, the state Supreme Court, I'm sorry, in their filings to the state Supreme Court, Favre's attorneys argued that the Department of Human Services officials and Nancy New, who directed a nonprofit organization with human services contracts, concocted and carried out the scheme to direct welfare money towards a volleyball center, and that Favre was not part of the effort. Attorneys for the state responded by saying, but Favre took $1.1 million in tentative money from Nancy New for speeches that he never made. Favre, Favre repaid that back, but has neither repaid the $1.7 million he arranged for his drug company, Previcus, to receive in exchange for giving Nancy New stock, nor the $5 million he orchestrated for the USM athletic department to receive for a volleyball facility. It's a whole scheme involved. Hey, Omar, just a whole scheme involved. Brett Favre ain't shit. He ain't been shit for a long time. And he used to really make me vomit in my mouth every time he was on screen. I never liked Brett Favre, going all the way back, because Brett Favre was the good old boy quarterback from the South that all racist, bigoted ass white people could go and back. Now, Brett Favre has been problematic for a long time. Remember, Brett Favre was accused of sexual assault. Brett Favre was also sending women unsolicited dick pics and all types of shit that they so much so that they took him to court. All of this on Brett Favre. They leaked the nudes all over the internet. Mum's the word. You don't hear nothing about that. He was accused of sexual assault. They paid the ladies off. You ain't heard from the ladies anymore. He's been problematic his whole career, the entirety of his career. Nobody wants to say anything about him. That's Brett Favre. That's the good old boy. He's tough. He's from the South. He plays quarterback. You stealing millions of dollars. It's a whole shit show. Whole shit show down there to the great state of Mississippi. Anyway, I believe that is all. Let me check. I'm gonna say that's all of our sugar spike stories. I'm gonna save this other story that's kind of spiky. That's not gonna be a part of our sugar spike stories, but that's all of our sugar spike stories. Now listen, let's give our condolences and thoughts and prayers to the family of two big men in the music industry. First, Magoo of Timberland and Magoo. He passed away, I believe, yesterday at the age of 50. And also music mogul and as they termed him, they actually had a Netflix series dedicated to him, the Black Godfather, in the form of Clarence Avant, who is a famed music executive from back in the day. He died at the age of 92. He passed away yesterday as well. And he was associated with, some of the greats, the Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis. He helped Babyface and L.A. Reid start LaFace Records. Of course, any big name artist he was involved with, from the Whitney Houstons and Lionel Richies and all kinds of people. He was best friends with Quincy Jones. I mean, he goes back to the days of Sarah Vaughan, and started off his roots in jazz, and then just went from there and just became an icon in the music industry. So thoughts and prayers, condolences to him and his family, friends and loved ones, and also to Magoo. Timberland did speak out this morning and had a post on his Instagram this morning that said, "This one hits different. Long live Melvin, aka Magoo. Tim and Magoo forever. Rest easy, my king." And y'all know Timberland and Magoo, they came in the industry together, and they have those albums together. And as Timberland kind of started to do his own thing, but those of us who go back know it was Timberland and Magoo, and they were from that what was that, Virginia? I believe they were all from Virginia. Missy Elliott, they were in that circle of people back in the 90s when they were coming on. So but he passed away at the age of 50. Both of them will be sorely missed. Yeah. So shout out to them. Condolences to their families, friends, and loved ones. May they rest in peace. Um, let's see what y'all saying in the chat. Imagine seeing a ping pic so trash that the recipient sues you for. Yeah. Did you read the story about the 13-year-old in Mississippi forced to give birth after she was sexually assaulted? I'm still see. Listen, all over the country, all over the. Remember, there was a case in Ohio of the little girl that was 8 years old and got pregnant, and they wanted that little girl to go ahead with the pregnancy, and the doctor said if she has this child, it could do irreparable damage to her body, and they said they didn't care, and the girl was assaulted. I just can't understand lack of compassion for children that they didn't ask the child. A mess. A mess. It's a whole mess. Um, here's a this story. I'm sorry. This was a sugar spike story. I did have another sugar spike story. Here's the story of a black man. His name is Jared Williams. Jared, last name Williams. Let me tell you the story of Jared Williams, okay? Since 1870, the Augusta Judicial Circuit has been home to the criminal justice system of a three-county area on Georgia's border with South Carolina. In that time, no African American has been elected district attorney of the circuit until 2020, when a black man named Jared Williams upset a conservative pro-police candidate with more than 50% of the vote. But that historic win was short-lived. The day after his election, a lawyer and state lawmaker in the area proposed something unusual: that the circuit's whitest county separate itself from the Augusta Circuit, creating a new judicial circuit in Georgia for the first time in 40 years. Quote, does the Board of Commissioners want to be their own judicial circuit? End quote. Barry Fleming, a Republican state legislator from nearby Harlem, asked the Columbia County Commission chair, Doug Duncan, in a text message. Go figure, the whitest area called Harlem in Georgia. Go figure. Duncan supported the plan and in December 2020 issued a resolution asking the area's lawmakers, including Fleming, to introduce legislation that would separate Columbia County from the judicial circuit it had been part of for 150 years. Fleming's bill passed with bipartisan support. With bipartisan support. Let me say that again. With bipartisan support. So this racist ass, white ass shit was supported by both Dems and Republicans, because The racism doesn't stop at party lines. The racism permeates across party lines. The split caused the disenfranchisement of the old circuit's black voters. Voting advocacy organization Black Voters Matter Fund contended in a lawsuit that was eventually dismissed by the state Supreme Court. The state Supreme Court then went, they filed a lawsuit. The state Supreme Court dismissed the lawsuit. Those voters had chosen Williams, who ran on a pledge to uphold criminal justice reforms such as not prosecuting low-level marijuana possession, a crime which disproportionately affects Black and minority communities. Instead of Williams, Black voters of Columbia County got as their prosecutor Bobby Christine, a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney who was appointed by the Republican governor Brian Kemp. Christine then chose Williams's opponent as his chief deputy. Voting advocates say the circuit split is an example of the type of minority rule that Republicans are accused of engaging in across the U.S. It's a mess. It's a mess. A complete and utter mess. When you look at the map, the original district was, I can show you the map. Hold on, I can show you all right now. Hold on. I have it up. Hold on. All right. So here's the map. Now this whole area was the district. That was this judicial circuit. The entire area was the judicial circuit. If you look here, Augusta is right here in the middle. And so you see the high population and concentration of people in and around the Augusta area. Okay. Now, down here to the south, the purple is the Black area. Down here to the north is the white area, but you see pockets of Black, all of purple. So the gold is white, majority white. The black is purple is majority Black. You see pockets of purple up here in the north, right? So they purposely split it right down this line, right down that line. So now this northern area got its own district. This southern area was left with Jared Williams, right? Then the governor went and appointed the number 2 underneath Jared Williams, the person who ran against him. A lawsuit was filed by a nonprofit, Black. The name of the nonprofit was Black Votes Matter, and the Georgia Supreme Court said we don't care and dismissed the case. Black man, first district attorney in the history of the area. Yeah. That's what we got going on. And this was voted on, the split was voted on, let me say again, by bipartisan vote. A mess. That was our other sugar spike story. Sorry about that. Since I'm spiking, then we can be done with all our spiky stuff. So, y'all, we have this situation going on in Hawaii. We reported on this last week before I left on Thursday. We reported on it Thursday, and it's horrific. At the time on Thursday, they had it was about 56 deaths reported. Now we're at, I believe, 96. But the scary thing is they haven't been able to get into most of those homes yet. And most of the homes are so burned down and decimated that they don't know if they'll ever identify all of the bodies and all of the people that lost their lives. Now, what's being reported is how it spread so fast is they reported to the uh, the electric company over in Hawaii, right? So they reported, it was reported to them that, hey, because of that hurricanes, there are going to be high winds, and with that brush fire, it doesn't make any sense. You need to, go ahead and maybe, not energize all of the power lines because it could be dangerous. Apparently, at the height of it, the reason that this town, Lahaina, burned so quickly, they said the fire was spreading at a mile a minute, meaning the fire was covering a whole mile of land every minute, which was not enough time for people to get out of the way of the fire. Also, authorities did not properly warn the citizens. There was no, you know how on your phone, those little alerts that interrupt your phone and makes the loud emergency system noise. None of that went out or anything. The electric company never de-energized the wires, so that helped with the spread of the fire. They said many people ended up losing their lives sitting in their car and ended up getting trapped in their cars. Other people, we reported on Thursday, some of them ended up having to jump in the ocean in order to avoid being burned alive. And some people ended up dying in the water. Some people were in the water and drowned in the water. The other thing was there was diesel runoff that was going on in the water. And some people died because of the chemicals and inhaling. Some people couldn't take inhaling a lot of the gas and chemicals that had seeped into the water. Like, it was a complete and utter mess. A complete and utter mess, right? So there's already a lawsuit. There's already a lawsuit that has been filed today against the Hawaiian Electric Industries for their negligence. And it's on behalf of a class and subclass of all persons similarly situated within the island. The lawsuit states that the power company inexcusably kept their power lines energized during forecasted high fire danger conditions. The destruction could have been avoided if defendants had heeded National Weather Service warnings and de-energized their power lines during predicted high wind event. Scores of people burned to death. Other victims suffered severe burns, smoke inhalation, and additional serious injuries. It's a mess. It's a whole mess. But that's not the sugar spiky moment. Oh no. I mean, it's as if that wasn't enough to get your blood boiling and to make you um wanna go in. I mean, this is as horrific as it gets, okay? You got wildfires traveling at a mile a minute. Think about that. Even if you were trying to run, you can't outrun that, okay? If you're in your car and you get on the road, think about it. If everybody's trying to exit or flee at the same time, you're not going to be able to outdrive that. If it's a mile a minute is 60 miles an hour. If you have traffic jam, you can't go. If traffic is logged and backlogged, you can't go 60 miles an hour. There's nowhere to go. So today, the Biden administration faced criticism. Let me read this to you. The White House on Monday blew off criticism over President Biden being on vacation and offering no comment this weekend during the catastrophic fires in Maui, the deadliest wildfires in the U.S. in more than a century. Press Secretary Corinne Jean-Pierre was questioned by CNN's Kayla Tausch on whether the American people should see the president working the phone rather than spending time on the beach during the crisis after Biden spent the weekend in Rehoboth, Delaware, and returned to the White House on Monday morning. Quote, you all have gotten pool reports on who the president has connected with, end quote. And that's what Corinne Jean-Pierre said, referring to the White House press pool reports and Biden's interaction with FEMA. Corinne went on to say, the FEMA administrator has been there for 2 whole days on the ground by the president's request to make sure the government has what they have. The local government has what they have. The people of Maui have what they have. When you talk about a dozen agencies on the ground helping and assisting hundreds of FEMA personnel, that's what matters. End quote. Biden on Sunday morning during a bike ride in Rehoboth, Bob said, "We're looking at it." That's all he had to say. We're looking at it. Later on Sunday, following a stop at the beach, he responded, "No comment," when asked about the rising death toll in Maui. Listen, this is a fucking mess. You rat ass bastards have sent hundreds of billions of dollars, which eventually will probably go up to $1 trillion. But at this point, we're at hundreds of billions of dollars. You just 2 weeks ago, I don't even think it's been that long, approved another $80 billion to send over to fucking Ukraine, which is a whole nother country on the other side of the world. And I don't care how far you tell me Hawaii is. Why is your response, oh, we're looking into it. We have no response. You have citizens of this country that have been burned to death. The largest fire that we've had in over 100 years. And your response is, we're looking into it. Your response is no comment when they tell you that the death toll is rising. You should have cut your goddamn vacation short. Just like we went the hell off on Rafael Cruz when they had the winter storms in Texas, and he took his stinking ass family down the fuck to Mexico. When all of the people in Texas had no power and people were freezing to goddamn death, and Ted Cruz and his family went down to Mexico, your stinking ass hanging out on the beach, having a good time, surfing it up, swimming and shit, and your ass has the nerve to say, we're looking at it. No comment. People have burned to death. People are still looking for loved ones. And you have no comment. This is a situation where all things should have stopped. Anything that was going on should have stopped. You should have cut that goddamn vacation short. You should have said, listen, we're asking the full force of Congress to approve X amount of billions of dollars to help rebuild, to help with the recovery efforts and to help rebuild Maui. But we always get the shit fucked up. Remember last year with Hurricane, was that Ivan? What was the hurricane that went through Florida and messed everything up? Then you should have came out and said, I'm asking Congress to back me up and give the full force of what we can do as a government. Here's hundreds of billions of dollars that we're going to send down there to help in the recovery efforts and to help rebuild that part of our country. Here's hundreds of billions. I am here for the horrific events in our great country, in the state of Hawaii. I am here for the people there. I am here. This is one of the most terrible not natural disasters, but one of the most terrible disasters we have ever faced. And as a president and as a leader, I am coming to you. I'm telling you, if you'd like to help out, you can hear some numbers you can call to the American Red Cross or one of those other areas. But please know that your American government is allocating X amount of hundreds of billions of dollars to that, to the people of our country, because we want to show you that we are always more concerned about our citizens and the people who have elected us to be here and our people more than anything else going on around the world. But right now, as a citizen, it looks like your stinking ass is more invested in some fuck shit going on halfway across the world that don't even involve us. Because y'all trying to prove a point. Y'all got to get y'all priorities in order. It's going to be in the hundreds. I'm telling you that. It's going to be well into the hundreds of people who burned to death, were burned alive. We're finding out through the negligence and malfeasance of the people in positions of power in that respective area. And your stinking ass is laid out on the beach with your trifling ass family. Like, oh, nothing to see here. They ask you, Mr. President, do you have any comments on the rising death toll in Maui? Oh, I have no comments. Bitch, really? I can't. I have no words. And this is Joe Biden. He's always touted as, oh, he has a heart. Oh, he's here for the people. Oh, he just gets people. People see his feelings and emotions that he wears on his shoulder. You ain't shit. I've been saying this shit from the beginning. He ain't shit. He ain't have no smoke. Remember, we can go back to when they were whipping the Haitians at the border. No smoke for that. No smoke for the fact that right now in the great state of Texas, the governor has razor wire in the water, and the reports are coming out with pictures of the fact that when people make it across the border and don't get cut by the razor wire, Border Patrol is told to throw them back in the water so that they can get cut. The whole town was wiped out. I saw Jason Momoa and The Rock and other celebrities that are from from Hawaii and from that area have already reported that they have been devastated in terms of the history from that area, that they lost museums that had artifacts and things that went back hundreds and hundreds of years that have been lost and will never be recovered, can never be recovered. Oprah went down there and she's been helping out. She's promised to make also a sizable donation to the people in Hawaii. You know, she has residents over in Hawaii. I know the Bezos family, Jeff Bezos and his wife. I can't think of her first name, last name Sanchez. What's that lady first name? Anyway, they've said that they will donate $100 billion. I mean, $100 million, not billion, but $100 million to the effort. You have all of these people reaching out, and the federal government, the head of the federal government, basically just blowing everybody off and say nothing to see here. I don't give a shit. That's what it means. That's what it says. Y'all give out billions of dollars to other countries. Okay. I'm not going to even mention the military industrial construct that y'all have going on over there in Washington and the trillions of dollars that you people spend on the military industrial complex in Washington. We're not going to even go down that road. And every year and every time there's budget negotiations, y'all up their budget every single fucking year. And don't bat an eye, don't blink. But we're mums the words. Y'all always say, oh, we need all of the support of the citizens to give. Fuck that. We need the support of the goddamn government where all our goddamn taxes are going, because it's y'all job. We send y'all all of these trillions upon trillions of dollars in taxes. And when it's time for y'all to help us, y'all are mums the word. Y'all are, oh, well, we got to make sure that, no, we ain't got to make sure shit. You should be able to say wholeheartedly, unequivocally, as soon as something like this takes place. Listen, we have the full force of the American government behind this to support our people. I'm telling you right now, there is no amount that we are not ready to pay so that the people of this country know that we are here for you. We're here to protect you. We're here to serve you. I'm sorry, y'all. That was my spiky story that I said wasn't going to be in the sugar spike moment, but it was still spiky nonetheless. This doesn't bode well for you, Joe Biden. I'll tell you, do you have the transfer set up for really be? I did not. I did not set it up yet. You just reminded me. I did not set it up yet. Thank you. But this is what I'm talking about. Let me get to my top stories of the day. This happens every time. Maybe I should start off with. Maybe I should start off with my top stories and save my sugar spike moments for the end, because I always do this. I do my sugar spike moments first. I get carried away. I get all into it, and then what ends up happening, I freaking forget to that I still got top stories that I got to hit. All right, top stories. Let's get down to it. Um, I don't even see Really Bees live. Is she already Tracy? I don't see her live. I'm looking now. I Oh, I see it. I see it. I got it. So top stories. Let's go here. Um, Akon is in the news. Akon says that he confessed that he wore the fake Dior jacket, the one that said Drio instead of Dior, because he knew it would garner interest in his Drink Champs interview. That's what he said. He claims he did it to raise engagement. Bruh, if nobody called you out, you would have never said anything. You thought nobody was going to notice. No, nobody believes you, Akon. Can you go? Can we? Y'all talk about deporting people. Can we permanently deport him? Like, can he never come back, please, to America? And can we also have all of his content banned from this country? If we're in the business of banning content, I think we talked last week about the fact that state of Texas is being sued by Pornhub, because state of Texas, now if you try to go to Pornhub in the state of Texas, you got to go through age verifications and so forth. And Pornhub said, we need you to have access to your porn without age verification. And Texas said, oh no, you don't believe that. And now when you're in the great state of Texas, you have to go through age verifications and nowhere else. If the government of China can block out whole bits of content, that means we should be able to block out Akon from the content over here in these yet to be United States of America. I want him banned and blocked from all content in this country. Let him stay where he was. Go back home to your country. We do not want you here. I mean, really? Nobody believes you. Fucking mess. Go away, sir. I don't even have time to drag him like I want to, because I'm running up against it. I'm running up against it. All right. But I did, Tracy, I did set up the transfer. I did set up the redirect. I'm sorry. So, um, in other news, now I found this. I'm not gonna cover everything. I know I'm not gonna get to everything today. But this story. Wait, let me figure this. Hold on, y'all. So I got to cover the top four, but I have a story. I wanted to cover the Bethany Frankel thing. I just won't have time. Let me do get James Harden out of the way. Now, James Harden, Adrian Wojnarowski reported that the Philadelphia 76ers ended trade talks with James Harden. Um, but James Harden came out and just went in and let have on Daryl Morey. He called him a liar. He said Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of. Let me say that again. Daryl Morey is a liar, and I will never be a part of an organization that he is a part of. And he said that he's in China. Um, he's on a tour for I forgot what company in China. Now, who is Daryl Morey? I'm glad you asked. He's president of basketball operations at the Philadelphia 76ers, which is the NBA team to which James Harden plays. James Harden works for Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey is the coach and his president. Daryl Morey, excuse me, is the president of basketball operations for the Philadelphia 76ers. What that means is the GM works for him, general manager works for him. The GM does all of the hiring of all of the players. All of the coaches work for Daryl Morey, all of the players, anybody involved with the 76ers in a basketball standpoint, they work for Daryl Morey. So you around here calling out your employer saying that you're a liar. Now he's a liar. Now let's be clear, James Harden. If you follow NBA, James Harden, you haven't fared well these last few years. Every team you go on, that team, all it does is give you the ball. You pad your stats. Does that team win a championship? No. You get paid money as if you are a championship player, as if you're someone with a whole bunch of rings, but you don't win nobody no rings. And people are paying you hundreds of millions of dollars. It's not going to bode well for you to be out here calling your boss a liar. Now, he may very well be a liar, but my point is, it would sound better from someone who had a better career, who was actually doing right by them, because somebody could call you a liar by you saying, "Oh, I'm here to win a championship," and you ain't never won a championship anyway you win. I'm here for the team, and you're never here for the team. You're only here for yourself and to be a ball hog and to pad your stats and to see how many skanks you can plow in that greater metropolitan area. I'm just saying. I don't know how this is going to end. I'll keep you posted. You say Virginia and Mississippi have blocks on Pornhub too? Well, I gotta remember that when I get to Virginia in October. Dear God. Anyway, that's James Harden. I'll go and look on ESPN about that later today. See if there's an update. Uncle Luke is in the news. Now, I wanted to spend more time on this, and we may have to unpack this more at a later date, but I found this interesting. Uncle Luke took issue with they had the 50 hip hop 50 concert at Yankee Stadium this past Friday, right? But Uncle Luke is saying that he feels like Florida rappers are not given as much respect as they should be in the history of hip hop. And I'm biased because I'm from Miami, and I'm from a lot of what people call Florida rap originates out of Miami. The bass music, as they called it back in the day. But that style of rap generally was more niche, in the same way that people say go-go in DC is niche. But I say all rap from various areas was niche. People had their style of rap in each area of the country. You could tell where people were from by their style of rap. The reason that people gravitated toward New York and LA was because there were more people living in New York and living in LA, and also because record companies and radio stations paid more attention to New York and LA. So you had the East Coast in the New York area versus the West Coast in the LA area. And that is where, you know, record companies, media gravitated when they were promoting rap music. And if that's how rap music is promoted toward the general masses, people tend to believe that that's the bait. All rap has to sound like this or be of that type of um be and that's being that style or fit that mold, when rap was very eclectic. You see that in when the Hot Boys and Juvenile and all of the New Orleans guys came out, and their music, and even if you look at Master P too, because he was from that area, their style of rap was very different from what people had been hearing from the East Coast versus West Coast rap. And it was a breath of fresh air because it was different. And my point is, Philly rap is different. Chicago rap is different. Carolina rap is different. And likewise, Miami rap was different. The other thing that I think that people forget that Luke and the Miami rappers did was, if not for Luke and the Miami rappers, and Luke being the founder of Two Live Crew, Luke opened the door for a lot of explicit lyrics and rap music. Luke winning lawsuits and so forth when when him and Two Live Crew were being sued. Now what ended up happening was they ended up putting explicit lyrics labels on your CDs or on your cassette tapes, but Luke sued for freedom of speech because he wanted to be able to say what he wanted to be able to say. And I don't blame him, because heavy metal and rock was saying any and everything they wanted to say, but there was this whole affront against um rap because it was mainly black people, and black people were beginning to make their own money and things like that, and they wanted no parts of that. And even some within the black community did not want it because they thought it was too vulgar and so forth. And people still deserve the right to be able to do and say what they wanted. So but his whole thing was, he believes that there should be more respect for Florida rappers, and that, because I don't believe he was even invited to that 50 hip hop 50 performance. So I tend to agree, but I could see the masses, saying, yeah, you just shut up, because nobody looks at or respects Miami music. It is what it is. Anyway, I don't really have time to enjoy our top story of the day. I don't really feel like I need to go into it. It's the story about um Michael I can't think of this man's name. Um the Blind Side story. Michael Orr. Michael Orr, and the Blind Side story, and finding out that there were a lot of false truths. Now, there have been leakings for years that most of that story was not true. There had been rumblings that, yeah, no, the guy was not as unintelligent as they tried to make him out to be. So now it's coming out that he thought he was signing papers for them to adopt him, and he was signing over conservatorships. They're saying that he didn't get any monies from royalties involved with the movie, that the family was reaping the benefits and he wasn't reaping anything. People are alleging that the family had ownership to his name, image, likeness with the conservatorship. which goes into contracts and contracting with NFL and things like that. I'm sure as more information comes out and as the internet lawyers, there's a lot of lawyers on the internet, as they begin to unpack the lawsuit, we'll start to see more stories. I'm going to hold off on really saying a lot. I believe the man wholeheartedly, but I think that there's a lot to this story. I really want to see the defense that the white family is going to make. But here's my thing, and this is, I can't say this before we hear any more. Y'all know how I feel about the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains, and I feel the same way in this story. I never watched the film, did not want to watch the film, never read the book, did not want to read the book because I don't need to see one more story about the great white savior coming to save us black people because all of our us black people are here down and destitute and just waiting for white people to just swoop on in and save us because we need a white savior. Never. I've never watched the movie, never intend to. Never read the book. Once I understood the premise of the book and the movie, never read it. Never watched it. Because I don't need another story of white people being our saviors as if we need them for anything. A mess. A mess. I hope he take them to the cleaners and get everything he's owed. Bankrupt their asses. Anyway, that's all I got, y'all. Because them people made millions of dollars off of him, and I hope he gets millions of dollars from this lawsuit. Anyway, um, but I'll wait for more to come out on this because I really want to see the totality of what's said. Um, and this whole thing. Let's put some shondos in the chat before I get out of here. I'm about to get out of here. I know Really Be is live, so we about to get out of here. I have y'all can stay put because you'll be redirected there. So I have already put the redirect on. Listen, y'all, we'll be back tomorrow. God willing. We'll be back tomorrow. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal present and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged, much appreciated. I apologize, members and hall monitors, if I seemed like I was yelling earlier because I got a bit distracted and the messages kept. I'm sorry if I came a little harsh, but I couldn't focus because the messages kept coming across my screen in the members only chat. So if I appeared to be yelling and anything like that, I apologize. I didn't mean that. I just wanted it to stop. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, as I always say, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out.